You share photos on Facebook and Instagram. You share your favorite location on Twitter. You do online banking. You send emails, and you probably have a huge data cloud filled with personal files. But who has access to all of this information? Joining me in studio is our tech expert, Duncan, to answer that very question. Duncan, who has access to all of that information?
Well, it should be you, isn't it? I mean,
Right.
It should be you.
Right.
Right, but it isn't.
Who is it?
Well, it's all the companies that you willingly hand your data over to. They've got access to that information. And we trust that they will look after that information, and we trust that they won't hand that information over to anybody else, and we trust that hackers or cyber criminals won't have access to that information. That's a lot of trust.
Now, are you talking about online companies only, or any company? Any company I give my information
you
to?
have done, whether you've done business with them, whether you use online services or offline services for that matter.
And even whether you've entered a contest at the mall, they probably have your
Absolutely.
personal
Potentially,
information.
look, hard drive space is really cheap. So what does it cost a company to just save a list of names? I mean, you can even put that in an Excel document. You could have a name, a surname, a phone number, an address, a range of things that people fill in forms all the time. And we practice a lot of trust. Some of that trust is misplaced because we don't know what companies may do with that trust.
Now, I want to get back to that in a little while. In my introduction, I said you share photos on Facebook and Instagram. Now,
Yeah.
we all do that.
Yeah.
Is that personal information, photos?
Absolutely, it's personal information. In fact, we could go more than that. A lot of security companies have said that the more you share online, you actually open the door for cyber criminals to use that exact sharing against you. And let me explain how this works,
Yeah.
right? Somebody who intends to target you in a phishing attack, or what we call a spear phishing attack, a very targeted attack. You may be a senior manager at a company, you
Right.
may have access to other personal information that they want to get their hands on. So they check what you share on Facebook. So from that, they can guess where you hang out. They guess where you go and have parties. They can look through your pictures and they can see all the kind of things that you like to do. From that, they can craft an email deliberately designed to make it appear as if it's a genuine email from a long-lost friend or something like that.
And you never think you're going to get one of those genuine emails. You think you're going to get one from a prince in God knows where.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've seen a number of reports, notably from Trustwave, from Kaspersky, from a number of security companies that say that these spam emails are becoming so sophisticated now. I'm not talking about the ones from a Nigerian prince who happens to be in space. I'm talking about really, really well-crafted, very sophisticated emails that have been crafted to target not a wide number, not a million people, but only one person, only two people. Most people can't tell the difference between a spam email like that or a genuine email. They're that good, they're that well done.
So it's becoming a real science.
Yeah,
Now,
it is.
What happens when other people share information about you? So say I go on my Facebook now and I say, doing a show with Duncan
Exactly.
about whatever. How does that work? How does that affect the people I'm sharing information
Well,
about?
let's say, for example, we're doing this video right now,
Yeah.
and I do a nene and I fall off the chair.
Right.
Right? It goes on YouTube.
Of course, it would go viral.
It goes-
I think you should do that.
I should fall off
Yeah.
the chair. Yeah.
We're going in a different
Right.
direction with this show now.
But what happens if down the line I want to maybe run for political office, or you want to apply for a senior job, and they Google you, and the first link that comes up is this link of me falling off the chair.
Right.
Right? You've got no control over where that goes. Once it's in the public domain, and this
stays
is
there.
what people really don't understand, it's there forever and always, and somebody can Google you 10 years, 20 years from now, it will still be there. So it raises this issue about, you know how people take pictures of their kids and they
Right.
put them on Facebook or on other social networks, right? So 10 years from now, that kid is grown up and wants to apply for a bursary or wants to apply for a job, and that picture is still doing the rounds of this
Right.
funny kid involved in some ridiculous exercise from 10 years ago. What do you do? Because you're an adult now.
Yeah.
You can't sue the company because that picture was put online, was put in the public domain by somebody who had the right to do so. your parent. So do you sue your parent?
So not only are we putting ourselves at risk, we're putting our friends, our family at risk.